Today on episode 118 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, over under Halloween stuff, the college football week 9 preview, our NFL week 8 pick show, and the TCF NOT top 3 of Halloween candy. Let's roll. Hello and welcome back to episode 118 of Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters. Make sure you check them out at connectroasters.com. But also make sure to follow us on Twitter at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook, Instagram, and check our pages out there. Give them a like. Subscribe to the YouTube page for all of our content in video form. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. Make sure you check us out. You can follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF, but also make sure to follow Zach at ZLiliaTCF and Maddie at schools_01. Head to Beer Baseball Repeat on Instagram to check out our new merch. I got our new hoodie on tonight.
I love it, Boomy.
Weather's starting to change. It's starting to get a little nasty out there, and these things fit absolutely perfectly. They're so soft. Make sure you check out.
They're nice for us big guys too, Boomy.
Absolutely, man. You know how it is. It's Burley Boy season. So, hoodies, long sleeves, T-shirts, whatever you need. I stocked up on tank tops for the summer. You what, Maddie?
I said it's our time to shine.
You're damn right, my friend. You are damn right there. So make sure you check out Beer Baseball Repeat on Instagram. Follow the link in their bio. And not only pick up some TCF merch, but they have some incredible designs of their own. I know people in my Christmas list are getting coffee and TCF merch for Christmas. So make sure you get on that. And the shipping is quick. If you even have a big order like I did, it came within a matter of 7 to 10 days. Make sure you check it out on Beer Baseball Repeat. Boys, Halloween right around the corner this weekend. You guys got any good Halloween stories or anything Halloween related? I can start while I give you guys time to think. I was never a big Halloween fan.
Me either. I'm not big into Halloween at all.
The first time I went trick-or-treating, I was with my grandma, and some of the older kids in her town were hiding behind a bush and jumped out and scared me, and I've been traumatized ever since. So I'm just not the biggest. I finally came around. I used to be like that kid in school that refused to watch scary movies. I'd always have a conversation.
Me too. I don't like scary movies. I don't like Halloween.
See, I do
movies.
now though.
I still do not.
I've come full circle.
And I figured out all the work that you go into to get all the candy on Halloween, you can just go get it from the store.
Yeah, that's 100%. The day after Monday, this year is going to be incredible. I always stop by Walmart on the way home from work and make sure I pick up some, cheap day after Halloween candy. Maddie, you got anything good on Halloween? Any good stories?
I'm oppo from you guys. I love Halloween. Mainly when I was your guys' age, I was along the same lines. Because when we moved into the neighborhood we're in, it's a ton of kids, ton of families, and people go fucking all out in our neighborhood for Halloween.
Yeah.
So
that helps.
The first what we usually give out full size bars and give out apple pie shots to the adults.
Hey.
And then this will be on Sunday, so I'm gonna have TVs out there for the Bears and for the Bears game will be on over with by 3, but have for the afternoon games, have the red zone on one TV, and make a little a stopping by event for people. We can hydrate up a little bit for their walk and catch 12 seconds of a football game. But I get to still watch games on at least slinging candy bars. So I like how
Matt, I got a question. Are you the guy when he hands out candy? Do you dress up? You got a costume planned for Sunday or what?
I do this year. I'm not going to reveal it yet because if I don't end up getting to the store to get one more thing, then I'm not going to dress up. So if I do, it's going to be a good one. I'll take pictures. I'll share it, and then we can make fun of me next week. How about that?
Perfect. Make sure you follow Matt on Twitter at schools_01.
It'll be a good one, I think, too.
We'll need your wife to take these pictures.
Yes, you got to model the outfit.
Hair dye.
Oh.
Or almost yellowish blonde hair dye.
The real Slim Shady over here.
I'm not saying anything. Just saying.
All right. Well, Let's jump into the episode. As always, leading off is sinkers and floaters. My sinker this week is Wizards, and it's not just because it is Halloween. Wizards
Like the
solid
Washington?
costume. Nope, not them either. They stink.
Bradley Beal.
But I'm going to real Wizards, and I'm going down under to kind of down under. I guess New Zealand's still down under, right?
Yeah, I
kind
think technically Australia, but it's still down under-ish, we'll say.
Yeah, exactly. Ish. We'll add the ish there at the end. But in Christchurch, New Zealand, they actually had an official government-paid wizard of New Zealand. And he had a salary of $16,000 a year New Zealand money, which is equivalent to $11,000 a year in U.S. dollars. And they have let Mr. Wizard go. His name is Ian Brackenberry Chanel. But yeah, they have no longer needed his service. So if you are planning out any vacations, may I highly recommend staying away from New Zealand, because there is absolutely a curse on the entire island of New Zealand by this wizard. You don't fire wizards, okay? You keep wizards higher until they have a lifetime contract.
Yeah, that
Everybody
doesn't seem
knows
like something
you
I
don't
would
mess
want
with
to do.
No, that's not a guy you
Totally
want to
agree,
piss
but
off.
I gotta ask. If you're a wizard yourself, if you're appointed New Zealand's wizard of the county or the province or wherever the wizard is presiding over, what's the potion you're gonna make? What's your specialty gonna be? Because every wizard's got to have a special like a specialty potion of some kind. So I got to know what your potion of choice is gonna be.
You can never go wrong with a good diarrhea potion. I mean, just give everybody in town a little case of the runs.
Relief or declaration of diarrhea.
Whatever
the
pain
and
of
all of a sudden he just explodes.
What's the difference?
the pain leading up to
you can
it.
provide relief for people with it. It'd be a good wizard for your
Oh,
diarrhea
I
powers.
see.
Or
No,
It's like sudden. Like you take a drink of
this
the
is
city's
like
water.
this is like you ate 4 bowls of chili, and you don't feel good.
I think I'm going the ability to like pause time,
And just like mess with people.
Break a vial, and all of a sudden time freezes for like a short amount of time.
Yeah,
and
movie
like
clock
stops.
stoppers, highly underrated.
You know what I want? I want the power to like stop the play, give the ball to Levine instead of what just happened in the Bulls game.
Like roll off the screen and maybe dish it off like you're supposed to.
Yeah,
just take it out of DeRozan's hand and put it in Zach's there. I don't hate that at all.
Yeah,
I want to give Levine credit on that. He was not pissed off about DeRozan taking the shot. Like his instant reaction wasn't put his hands to his head like he was pissed or anything. So I'm gonna give him that. He's gonna give DeRozan 1 or 2 of those, and then he's gonna be like, "It's my fucking team now." So give me the ball.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm gonna go with my sinker is golfing, boys. Golfing is coming to an end. It's dark. It's cold. It's raining all the time.
Oh, the worst. And it's cold rain too.
I'm gonna tell you, it really sucks to have our pre-show conversations not filled with all your guys' tales of golf. It's gonna really bother me not hearing about those all the time. So I'm just gonna tell you.
We'll keep you informed on the simulator sessions, man. Don't worry about that.
You guys are gonna be like taking up a league at Top Golf and just lighting my face up about that too.
Yep. Shout out Bogies. We got a simulator in town. We're definitely gonna get something going there. So
those are sweet. Bogies? I think they got one of those in like Oswego too.
That might be. It's the local
a barber shop and
but he's got
a simulator next door. It's actually where I was at.
How many like stalls is there? Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Okay. All right,
but it is literally. It is 40 seconds from my house.
That's sick. Touchdown.
And it literally shares the building with the liquor store.
30-21 pack with a PAT coming, by the way.
Just
yuck. That sounds gross.
Let's go. Maddie, you got a sinker for us?
Yeah, I do. And this is going to be probably we'll say the 343rd time of me being the old guy on this podcast. And not understanding something.
I thought you were the youngest guy on the podcast.
You know what, Zach? I appreciate it, but I know what you're doing here, and I don't appreciate that. So the initial, the nice comment followed up by the snark is not appreciated, is all I'm going to say. Anyway, the sinker for me is Facebook changing their name to Meta. I don't fucking like Facebook in the first place. It already sucks. Now your parent company thinks they get to change their name and steal Ron Artest, his actual name.
What's with that?
You don't get to hijack that in the first place, for one. For two, I don't know what a virtual universe is. I have zero.
Neither do I.
What a virtual
Mark
universe
Zuckerberg
is.
doesn't know what it is.
Mark Zuckerberg, I cannot get the image of him on that fucking hoverboard on the water.
Yeah.
With his face like ghost white from sunscreen and his ass just popping out of his bathing suit. Like, it's like, what is going on? And now this guy's trying to create a virtual universe. I don't need this guy leading us into like the future. Let's just say that right now. So whatever we got to do to just everybody agree to just back away from that.
Can I ask what the meaning of the change of the name was?
They've been getting a lot of bad press lately, and they probably need to change their name to get the Facebook stink off of them. They've been in Congress sessions. They had a whistleblower a couple weeks ago saying that like they don't do what they say they're doing as far as like security and.
Did I also hear that they're trying to change the name Bullpen?
Yeah, well, that's PETA. That's a completely different story.
No, I'm not saying the same thing.
Those are idiots.
I've heard that. That's crazy.
PETA, that is crazy. PETA,
was it like they want it to be arm pen?
The arm barn.
Know, arm barn.
Yep. That's PETA does this like once a year. They throw out some nonsensical stuff.
No, you don't get to watch that stink away. You're stuck.
No, they're the worst. The absolute worst. Let's move into our floaters. I'll start with mine, and that is Pablo Escobar's cocaine hippos. And I don't know if you guys knew this.
They are legally humans now.
They are legally humans according to law. They have we're given a unique distinction. They are the first non-human creatures to be legally considered people. And I don't know how much you guys.
I have to ask you, what's the point of them becoming the like legal humans?
Motherfuckers gonna start paying some taxes or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna say what can they not be moved or something? Like, what's the point of them being named this?
These hippos have become they're an invasive species.
They're not supposed to be there.
Yeah. So the government of Colombia wants to step in and kill these rhinos.
I see. And they cannot.
And
to be murdered.
The United States passed a law and said, hey, don't do that. So I don't think it's going to work.
Now I get it. But
at least
I don't think they're supposed to be hippos in the middle of Colombia.
No, they are not native to Colombia. That is for sure.
Because what are they called? They're called the cocaine hippos.
Yeah, I mean, so basically it says here that someone from the Animal League Defense Fund filed an application on behalf of the hippo plaintiffs in Colombia intended to stop the
good for these hippos.
Government.
Good for the hippos.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about living the life out there, man. I mean, they're no natural predators. They're living in the nice jungles. Humans. And now you can't kill them. So, shout out to those hippos.
My floater boys, Apple Donuts. It is the time for Apple Donuts. I'm not the big guy to go to the apple orchards or whatever. Usually my mother or my sister goes and gets me like a dozen donuts or whatever from there. The fresh ones from there, though, are amazing. Yep. And Apple Donuts, even if you go to the grocery store right now, they probably have Apple Donuts there. I love them.
I'm a big fan. I love that pick. You go into the grocery store, they're sitting on the table right as you walk
right
in.
there.
You can't not buy them.
No. And then if you go to like the actual apple orchard, they're even better there, which I don't go there a lot, but I usually, like you said, ask sister, ask my mother if they can give me some Apple Donuts, because from the apple orchard themselves, especially warm, amazing.
Yeah, Kuiper's is right down this road from us, and Maggie stopped in there and grabbed a bag of them from there. Dude, they're so good. There was some butter pecan ice cream on them, and it was just
my goodness.
Whew. It was like dessert fucking falling from the heavens. It was
know what I'm doing this weekend?
Absolute dynamite.
Maddie, you got a floater for us?
I do, boys. I do. And opposite of Zach's golfing, my floater is disc golfing. I went out and banged some chains for the first time.
I love it. I love it.
Went with my brother and his son. We brought Owen. Maggie went with us, and then my brother brought two of his daughters with.
That's so much fun.
It was awesome. We went. It was like 10 in the morning on Saturday. It turned out Saturday was really sunny. It was like 45, 50 degrees. Perfect day for it. Walked through the woods, played 9 holes at one place. Went and grabbed lunch at a park. Played another 9 at a different place. So it was really fun Saturday.
It's you, Maddie, banging chains.
Forgot how fun that game really is, and that sport, I should say. Couple good courses in the area too. So yeah, it was a blast. It was a good time.
Couldn't agree more.
As cliche as banging chains is, it was a blast.
I love it.
It's a good time. And it's great because you can get 18 holes done in an hour. You can't do that.
Real quick.
Not the one place outside of Sugar Grove, in between Sugar Grove and Batavia. Holy hell. It was like, there were a couple holes that were 400 feet. Just straight 400 feet. It was nuts. They were long as hell.
That is pretty sweet, man. It's definitely one of those things that once you get into it, it's, easy to kind of fall in love and play a little bit more because, like you said, it's easy, it's fun, and,
good workout. It's good. It's just kind of fun to walk through the woods too,
Can't beat it. Can't beat nature, that's for sure. Let's move into the TCF Sports Minute. We got to start off with the Bulls. They are now 4-1. They did lose to the Knicks tonight. Played a great game.
They came back.
Down big late fourth quarter, and couldn't finish it out. But I believe they have at least the best record, or if not, tied for the best record. I'm sorry. There are 3 other teams in the East at 4-1. I guess Golden State and Utah are 4-1.
And they will be playing on Saturday the only undefeated team, the Utah Jazz.
Let's go. Gotta love that. But like we've talked about a million times,
Boomy, I don't want to talk about it, but I'll be there.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Zach,
no big deal, Maddie. Maddie, I'll
Zach
be at the
hijacking tickets.
Well, kind of, honestly.
That's the way to do it.
Zach's going to my place. So
I got lucky
right.
that my uncle has tickets and Boomy is busy.
I am. So make sure you cheer extra loud for me.
Zach, that's kind of you to fill in for him.
I will. I mean,
what a guy.
I felt bad. I kind of thought, should I do it? Should I not? I feel bad.
Maybe it's like one of those things. They'll save the open seat for him in honor of him.
Yeah.
Pour a little bit of your $12 beer, just a little touch out for me, and
I will not. I'm not gonna do that. But I'll give you like a hey, Boomy. I wish you could have been here.
Yeah. Shout out, Boomy.
Hey, it's the thought that counts. All right, I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But we've talked about it a million times. Like, it's just really nice to have like almost appointment television.
So much fun.
Yeah,
even when they lost tonight, they lost by 1. They came back. You can tell that this team is going to be in every single game. And I understand their schedule is going to get very tough over the next month or so. But I think this team is built for. I'm not saying they're going to be the best team in the East because they started off 4-0, 4-1 now. I think that they can be a top 5, top 4 team, I don't think that's fun to watch every single night.
I don't think that's an insane thing to say. It's them, Charlotte, and the Knicks at the top of the division right now, and some of the teams we kind of expected to see: Philadelphia 3-2, Boston 2-3, Brooklyn 2-3, Indiana even 1-4.
Brooklyn's got problems too, by the way.
Yes, they do, and I don't think those are getting better anytime soon.
Brooklyn's got problems, and Milwaukee is going to be, obviously a problem. There's no question about that. The Knicks are obviously going to be a team to be, dealt with. Boston, they're going to be good. So Philly's going to be tough. I'm not. It's going to be a dogfight in the East this year. It's going to be really fun because we don't have a lot else going on in this city that we want to dive into and root for at the moment. So, having the Bulls back, everybody's seeing red a little bit. It's a little bit, it's good. It's just good. It's a good thing for us, man. It's what we needed.
Yes.
And I think that organization was starved for a little bit of shine because they got a good squad. I like the way this roster is built. I like the way Donovan's a very, very good coach. And I think the lineup's assembled in a very complimentary of each other, that's built around each other. It's really well structured.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, it starts at the top with, AK, building things the way that he has. And there's, I think, two guys left from even the team 3 years ago. So the fact that we're, sitting here in kind of those dark days of, late Garpax, early, AK, it's nice to, reap a little bit of that. And like I said, it's, every other night or every third night, you have a game you can tune into. And even if it's just background noise, once the fourth quarter comes, they're going to be in games. Does Zach LaVine?
It's not built for a 1 year thing either,
Oh, exactly. That definitely helps a lot too. Does Zach LaVine's non-shooting hand injury worry you guys at all?
Not really. It didn't seem like it affected him tonight. He's going to try and play through it. They're trying to work on like the perfect way to wrap it and everything. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal because he played pretty well tonight. It's just one of those things he's just going to have to work through.
Yeah. And like that's gonna happen all year. Like there's gonna be games where DeRozan, goes out, or Vooch, whatever the case is. But like if they can continue to make this bench as deep, using the guys they have, getting them the experience, I do think, and it does worry me a little bit. One of the things that I think we need the most is, they need some interior help, because obviously Vooch is as good as he is, but after him, it gets kind of thin, and they've got smaller guys, Alize Johnson and Stanley Johnson. They're not big men. And, don't get me wrong, Alize Johnson, plays really good, at doing his job. But I think, you might see this team at the trade deadline, maybe leverage some pieces for some help on the inside from maybe a crafty veteran. So
you got to figure,
we'll see.
But Kobe White's going to be on the, on the block.
I mean, absolutely. So we'll see what happens. Now we'll get into this, shortly. And, but obviously everybody knows what's going on with the Blackhawks organization. But where obviously the things in the front office, are what they are.
It's bad.
It's
bad.
That's
and what I don't like is the constant denial from a lot of Blackhawks former employees, people who still play for the Blackhawks, kind of like tiptoeing around all of it. It's bad. It's really, really bad.
I'm sure when you have personal relationships with people and you find out they did things that no one's proud of, it's not the easiest thing to settle with internally. I think in a lot of those situations, it's like just maybe back away from everything before you start talking, and really think everything through before you start talking to the media, when you're not accused of doing certain things, when you don't have anything. Like
that's very true. That's very true, Maddie.
They probably shouldn't have talked yesterday. Since they weren't accused of doing anything, they probably should have just said, you know what, I'm not ready to talk about it. I want to gather my thoughts and make sure I'm saying,
or at least not stand up. Don't stand up for the people who just got fired, who just had to resign.
It's
a no-win
situation. It's a no-win situation for like a Kane or a Taves right there. So it's just like one of those things that I don't know. And I'm sure it's probably hard to just ignore the media when they're, in your down your throat like 30 seconds after a game and everything. At the end of the day, though, the whole thing's just fucking sad, man. Again, you watch Kyle Beach's interview yesterday, and
it's heart wrenching. Like, it makes you sick to your stomach.
It really did, and it's one of those things. Like it's just far bigger than sports, and far bigger than any of the mundane bullshit that we're typically dealing with and talking about. And you hate to see stuff like that with somebody who and by all accounts was a good person, and was trying to work his ass off, trying to live out a dream, and to be treated like that is just it's disturbing. And it's you like from the perspective of watching the Blackhawks right now, it's like I'll watch them. I'll root for the team. I like the sport. I like watching the games. It's my team that I've chosen to root for playing hockey. But I think things like this make you really separate the sport from the people a little bit, and it makes you really look at you got to try to look at if you're going to watch a sport, it's just like you gotta just watch it as it is on TV, and then not buy into these people as your moral authorities or your guiding lights or how you should live your life or true really role models, because they're not set up to be role models. And in certain aspects, sure, if you want to model your game after them, if you're a young kid who's playing baseball and you want to be like, you want to be like whatever player you choose, great, as a player. But you really gotta, when you don't know people like you really should know them, don't let them be your spiritual guiding light. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know.
And it's what the Blackhawks let this guy go on and do after what you knew he did. You gave him a letter of recommendation. You let him go.
I mean, what the fuck?
You let him go. He did something with the USA hockey team. Then he went on to college. Then he got in trouble. He went to prison in high school for something with a minor. It's like, what?
And that's the thing.
What did you think was going to happen with this guy? He's a horrible human being.
And not to sweep under the rug, what people, feel that McDonough, Bowman, Quenneville, all those guys, what everyone feels they should have done. Let's not forget, at the end of the day, that was the predator. That was the guy who really fucked everything up. And these guys didn't help the situation. But let's not lose focus on this mother-fucker either, because this guy should just be hung.
That's so true. We wanted nothing to. We didn't want to whatever with the Stanley Cup. What would have been we came out and said this about some stupid video guy? What would have been the harm in that? What would have ruined your Stanley Cup chances because of that?
Even if Kyle Beach, regardless.
Yeah,
he was a first round pick.
I saw Kyle Beach play at Rockford a lot. He was a hell of a player.
Boomy said that. He said, I saw him play with the Ice Hogs a lot.
Why the hell are you not protecting that kid over a fucking video coach?
Or some video guy.
Give me a
break. Some video guy who
protect your first round pick. If you want to look at it if you want to look at it the cynical way of the cup is what matters, and that's ultimately the prize that we got to sweep everything under the rug to go win games and go win a cup, then you should have been protecting your first round pick then too, and not a fucking video coach. Get out of here with that.
Well said, fellas. It's hard right now. I don't know.
I'm sorry, but one of the worst things is the video of him with the trophy in his hometown. That is disgusting.
Yeah, we're kind of at an impasse, with the Black. Obviously, the play on the ice is terrible. They're the second worst team in the NHL, and then
it's so confusing at this point.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't have a whole lot of intention to watch a lot of hockey the rest of the year.
And right before
it's
the
really
show,
hard to right now.
Right before the show, Joe Quenneville has resigned as the coach for the Florida Panthers after a meeting with was it the commissioner of NHL?
Yeah, he met with Gary Bettman today.
And
yeah, it's disgusting. I mean, everything that's come out, and
awful.
It's hard to see people that you really rooted for that just kind of let you down. It just sucks.
Yep, absolutely.
And they didn't let us down. Let's not kid ourselves. They let Kyle Beach down.
100%. And there's silver lining in the way that things are, changing, and, Kyle Beach having the courage to come out and tell his story. Maybe that's going to help someone in the future. And then the, changes in protocols that the NHL has went through to, hope that this doesn't happen again. Hopefully there's some positive stuff, coming out of this, but right now it's disgusting. And it's, like I said, I don't foresee myself partaking in a lot of Blackhawks stuff the rest of the year. It's hard to turn on a game and want to cheer for a team when you cheered for, a decade and come to find out all that's going on behind closed doors. Not easy.
At the end of the day, too, I'm not going to fault anybody who watches them either. If it's your outlet, if hockey's your outlet, if it's one of your just things to separate the mundane things of life, that you got to do what you got to do.
I'm not Julie DeCaro over here shaming people
personally, for that. It's hard to fortunately, most of them are gone from the organization. The people that harbored everything and did everything and didn't take care of the situation are gone now. But,
also for the Blackhawks, on the ice, they're bad.
Yeah. Very bad. Second worst team in the NHL.
And I don't think you don't dig out of a hole after this either. So
no, there's no playoffs. I mean, Colliton's going to get fired, and go from there. On another note, the Bears play this weekend. Tough one last weekend, but the big news is Matt Nagy not going to be with the team. Most likely has COVID.
Unfortunately,
COVID yeah. It's one of those things where I just feel like after last weekend, I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's been some stuff, talking about with Fields and Allen Robinson talking about building that chemistry. And almost seems like a little bit of almost like backhanded things against the coaching staff. And they we're still trying to build that chemistry. We didn't get that many reps or as many reps in the preseason. So I don't know. Where do you guys sit right now? Obviously, things aren't, last couple weeks have been tough.
I've wanted Matt Nagy fired for the last few weeks. I don't think he's a good coach. I don't think he's in a good spot right now with this team. I don't think the players really trust him right now. I don't think the players want to really play for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that we'll see what happens this week when he's not there.
Yeah, I was going to say home dogs this week, 4-point dogs, San Francisco coming into town. And we're still, at the end of the day, we are still talking about a team that is 3-4 and not completely. I mean, granted, we look at things, completely different when we're, fans of a team. But at the end of the day, this team is 3-4 and not, a winnable game this weekend. And, where you sit at with it, Maddie?
Tired, just tired of that organization and tired of just middle of the pack at best to lower tier football, year in and year out. I'm just tired of it. I wish there was some direction. Purgatory. It's bad. It's basically what the Bulls have been, before this year, pretty much. I think there's parts. I think Justin Fields is not getting the development that he needs. I think it's now Matt Nagy's the second quarterback he's about to ruin, it feels like sometimes. And I hope Justin Fields can get around, just with sheer talent alone. I think it's open up the playbook for the guy a little bit. It's you gotta take the kid gloves off at some point. Just let him play football. And it's just this dink and dunk, and don't let him use this athleticism, and don't move the pocket, and don't use play action. You got a great running game right now. You got Herbert running the ball really well, and Montgomery was running the ball really well before he got hurt. You've obviously gotten production from the ground game. Let them run play action, and they just don't fucking do it. I don't know. They don't seem to set him up well, so it's getting really frustrating.
Yeah. Khalil Mack out.
Yeah, it's one after the other. Hicks is out. Not that Hicks has been great this year, but it's just another piece that's out and
doesn't help there. Before we move on,
Montgomery, it'd be nice to be not paying Cohen $10 million a year.
Yeah, it's nice on the pup list. Yeah, definitely not easy. We'll see. Like you said, Bears 4-point dogs.
Not gonna lie, let's take these problems over the Blackhawks problems that we're dealing with. We can still watch this fucking
100%. 100%. Before we move on, we've got to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. They have the best coffee around that you can find and put in your coffee maker. They work with our guy, Dom Frederick, Ian Happ. Zach loves it. Zach's mom loves it. You cannot go wrong. These are coffee people. They know coffee. They drink it. They love it. You will love it. Make sure that you check out their website, connectroasters.com. Follow them on Twitter at Connect Roasters. You can also find their products at Foxtrot Market and Dom's. So make sure that you check out our friends over at Connect Roasters Coffee. Boys,
they were also on Twitter, visiting Myers stores, dropping off samples. So you may see them at Myers here soon.
Ooh, keep your eye open, folks.
Nice little store to get into. Big kind of distribution center there.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one not far from me. It would be really nice. So
there we go. But obviously, as we know, Halloween.
Location,
please. We'll have to make sure we talk to our guy Caleb and get some sent out towards your way, Maddie. But Boys, as you know, Halloween is this weekend, Sunday. So we're going to do a little over-unders here. You tell me if it is overrated, underrated, or properly rated. And, of course, it is Halloween edition. So let's start off. We're going trick-or-treating as a kid. Is it overrated, underrated, or properly rated? Maddie, go.
Properly rated. It's a top 10 activity as a child throughout your life that you look, one of those things that you look forward to, in my opinion. It's a celebration with your friends. The once you hit about 9-10 years old, when you can kind of start going around the neighborhood with your crew a little bit, that gets to be a lot of fun. Start cleaning up, house after house after house after house. You just have like a pillowcase full of candy. Always a good way to go. I don't know how you could ever say that that's overrated. So Zach? I'll say either properly rated or under.
All right.
I'm with Maddie. I'm going properly rated. I've always I'm a fan of. I was a fan of trick or treating. I got out of it what I thought I would. So properly rated. Got the candy, had some fun, walked around town. Properly rated.
Yeah, Matt. You're not going to like this. I'm going to go slightly overrated. Just because I told you, I told you about my experience with trick or treating. Totally took me out of it. The candy, yeah, but what I would do
one time too, didn't you?
Yeah, probably multiple times actually. I had to get a couple tetanus shots. No big deal. It all cleared up. But anyway, I eventually turned into at a younger age. I would help my grandma pass out candy at her house, small town. Instead of going trick-or-treating. I gave up the trick-or-treating quick because, like I said, I was kind of a big pansy.
The life was not for you. The life was not for you.
I would just eat her candy. I mean, I'd sit there and pass out a couple things, 2 for you, 1 for me kind of situation. And, we kept it moving. Then I had a younger brother, so I always conned him into giving me a little bit when he would go out. So let's move into the next one. And I'm Maddie. I know what your answer is, and that's Halloween yard decorations. Overrated, underrated, properly rated.
It's another one that you either have to say either properly rated or underrated because it's another great thing. Like we got lights, we got ghosts, we got witches, we got all kinds of shit outside, and we got spider webs. We got lit up. We got the bushes are lit up. I mean, how do you not have decorations anymore? You got to have a little bit. Like it just brings a little bit of character to the neighborhood. I mean, come on, you gotta have something.
Zach, what do you got?
I'd say properly rated.
Yeah, I'll give you properly rated. You know what? I'm gonna say underrated because it's Halloween decorations and no one does it for Halloween.
It's becoming properly rated because that's why I had it on the list.
If you like Halloween, you will do the decorations or whatever, but it's not like you don't have to.
I'm just gonna give you guys a warning at Christmas. I'm not going full Clark Griswold this year, but it's going to be
Boomy's
it's going to be a lit up experience in the front yard.
Boomy's the Grinch when it comes to that.
Yeah, I'm overrated on this. I also don't decorate my house for Christmas.
Unbelievable. So it's unbelievable, Maddie.
Don't need it.
This is a teacher.
It's becoming
folks.
more and more popular. What'd you say?
I said this is a teacher, folks.
I'm just saying it's a little overrated. I don't
exciting guy.
We have a literal Scrooge McGrinch here.
I love Christmas. Don't get me wrong. I just don't need things outside. That's just not me. I don't do lights. I also don't really trust myself on the roof. So
that's actually true.
I'm not touching the roof. Get out of here. Yeah, I'm not doing anything stupid
and
like
electricity and me have tended to not truly get along in the last 31 years of my life.
We got like a blue spruce kind of like evergreen kind of looking tree out front. I'm gonna turn that fucker into like an actual outdoor Christmas tree this year.
That is extravagant. That is for sure.
We'll get some cardboard.
Let's go to our next one. That's Maddie. You're the man. You're just cooler.
Chill out.
I'm just,
chill out, bro.
You're just. I mean, you are. I'll admit that is one of my faults as an adult. I just don't. Yard decorations is not. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. All right, I'd be fake if I told you I love them. Okay. Adult Halloween parties.
Oh, overrated. Yuck.
Overrated. Completely agree.
Underrated.
Are you serious? No.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I love a good adult Halloween party.
Nope, I'm out.
See you later.
Little boozy punch, the lights. You get some strobe lights or whatever you got going. See everybody's costume.
Nope.
What's the hate?
Nope.
Oh, I'm the Scrooge here. Okay. Interesting. Last one, scary movies, and I'll start off underrated. Love scary movies.
Overrated. I hate.
I'm with Zach. Oh, I
don't want to be scared. I'm not watching the movie to be scared. I'm watching the movie to be uplifted, laugh.
You get the adrenaline, the blood pumping.
Oh, that's what I want to watch for a movie to get my blood pumping.
I'm only going to say overrated, and not because I don't hate scary movies.
I do.
Ultimately, they don't really get me too. I don't have like nightmares or anything after them usually. My problem with it is there's just not enough good ones. I don't think the catalog is really all that great. I think people overrate individual movies so much that they make horror movies just like kind of a block kind of genre.
Matt, counterpoint, have you ever watched Llamageddon? That's my media recommendation. I know it's not on the list, but if you have Amazon Prime Video, you have to go watch Llamageddon. It is without a doubt the funniest movie you will ever watch. I'm pretty sure it was also shot on an iPhone. So shout out Llamageddon.
Is it going to be like Blair Witch Project where it's going to make me dizzy watching it?
No, it's just like the worst acting possible. There's a scene in there where one guy wears in one scene before, like he's moving around the room, he has 5 different T-shirts on. It's just one of those, like, it was definitely like a college project. It is hilarious. Also, shout out Velocipaster, also hilarious movie. There's a scene in that movie, kind of going along bad Halloween movies, that his supposed.
What rabbit hole have you been?
What are you talking about?
Don't ask questions. But here, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in a movie. They ran out of money for the visual effects, and in the opening scene, he comes out of the church, and his parents are supposed to be in a car that explodes. Well, they couldn't afford to do that, so they literally on the screen wrote "insert visual effect here." Couldn't
you watch bad movies.
I've been on a bad movie kick here lately. That is for sure. But on a positive note, guys, we got college football coming up here on Saturday. And I know that last week wasn't the best college football slate, but we're going to bounce back this week. We got some good games this week. Want to go down the in-state games here real quick. NIU 6-2. I bet you there's nobody out there that predicted NIU 6-2 comeback win. They were down 18 at Central Michigan last week, came back, won the game. They're going bowling. I believe they got invited to the I can't remember which bowl it was, but they haven't accepted it yet. But 6-2, they go to Kent State next week. They are off this week. Northwestern sitting at 3-4. They go to Minnesota. Illinois 3-5 in probably the dumbest football game I've ever seen. 9 overtimes last
9
week.
overtimes and the over didn't hit. That's nuts.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys want to get into this. The new overtime is stupid. The whole 2-point conversion thing.
Not a fan.
That's dumb. Not a fan. Maddie, any thoughts on 9 overtimes?
Especially when you have an over in a game and you get to 9 overtimes, you think, guaranteed home run. And then you forget that the last 7 overtimes were all 2-point conversions.
Yeah, no thanks. Not a fan. But Illinois gets to 3-5.
That thing too wild, by the way.
Yeah. Then they have they're home against Rutgers this weekend, so another chance for a win. Kind of the FCS schools here, the tough ones, Western and Eastern are both 1-7. Eastern's off this weekend, but we do get the in-state rivalry game. We got Western going to Illinois State, who is at 3-4 right now. So a little in-state rivalry never goes wrong. And shout out the Southern Illinois Salukis. They have moved up to number 3 in the FCS rankings. They were off last week. They play Missouri State this week, and they're sitting at 6-1. Let's move into 5 national games we got to talk about. The first one, the number 1 rated Georgia Bulldogs at the world's largest cocktail party against Florida. Georgia is a 14-point favorite. Do you guys think Florida has any chance? Even as a Florida fan, I'm worried.
I think they have a chance of covering the 14-point spread, but I don't think they have a chance of winning at all.
I got a bad feeling that it's going to turn into what Maddie's saying, because I also think
I think Georgia's the real deal, and JT Daniels, it sounds like he's going to play, and that dude, changes everything for them because then their offense becomes, multi-dimensional. They can go downfield, and that defense is nasty. So I think that's going to be a lot for Florida's offense to kind of deal with.
That defense scares me a lot. Obviously, we've talked about their, prowess on, giving up, not giving.
You're not
going to
run on them.
No,
the ground
you're not.
Not going to run on them. So just take that.
And it sucks because Florida's quarterback situation is, I mean, he's a mobile quarterback, and he's not going to be able to use his feet like he did against some other teams.
I'll be honest. Is Mullen going to start the better player though? That's a real question.
I don't know if he's, officially said. Florida at 4-3, pretty big disappointment so far this year. But you knock off Georgia, move to 5-3. But I have a hard time seeing that happen.
If you see Richardson's announced as the starter for Florida, it'd be interesting to see what that line does. So
yeah, absolutely. In a game we probably didn't expect at the beginning of the year to be as big of a game, but we got the number 6 versus the number 8 in East Lansing. Michigan heads over there to take on the Spartans, the Wolverines, a 4-point favorite. You guys think Michigan State finally has what it takes to take down Jim Harbaugh and the Wolverines?
I really do. I think that Michigan State money line, I'll take it.
Maddie?
I have no clue. I think this is going to be a completely disgusting game to watch. I'm just going to put it that way. I don't think it's going to be enjoyable on the eyes.
Big Ten football.
Yeah, I would play the under if I was off the top of my head right now. I think it's 50-ish, something like that. I thought it was a little high.
51, I think.
51. See, I don't know. It makes you think when it starts going the other way. It's what do they know that I don't? But I don't know. I don't know that. I don't have a real good feel on a winner for that game. I do think it's going to be a slugfest.
See, I don't know if I'm just buying more into the Michigan hype and not buying enough into the Michigan State. I think Michigan's going to handle them.
Michigan's defense is tough.
Yeah. And obviously Michigan State had some, early challenges, but this is obviously going to be the best team they play so far this season. And I just think that it's kind of a big brother situation. I think Michigan's going to cover the 4, but I do think Michigan State's going to show that I don't think they're going to get blown out, but I do think Michigan still beats them 7-10. Another in-state rivalry down in the state of Texas. We have Texas heading to Baylor. Baylor kind of a sneaky right now, playing really well. Do you guys think, Texas, we talked about Texas a lot this year. Are they going to be able to give it to Baylor as much as, some people are hyping this game up to be?
I think they will. I think Texas, they need this game to be back.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with. Because, if they lose this one, they slip to 4-4. It's kind of now or never. Maddie?
Probably, yeah. It's definitely approaching must-win for Texas, that's for sure. It should be another game where it's not going to be very enjoyable to watch for if you're gambling on it. It'll be great because it's going to be a lot of swings, but the two not real great teams in my opinion.
Yeah, Baylor's 6-1, but at the end of the day, they haven't.
What have they done?
They beat BYU, and that's really about it. I think this is a big test for them if they really want to propel themselves into a top 10, top 12 situation. They're going to have to pick up a win.
I'd probably pick Texas, I think.
Yeah, I like Texas there. Also, 2 ranked teams, Ole Miss, Auburn. That game is at Auburn. Auburn is a 2.5-point favorite, despite being the 18th ranked team versus the number 10 team, Ole Miss. I don't know about you guys. I love Ole Miss here. I
love it. Money line. Give me money line.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think this offense is so good.
I like Auburn. I think it's a tough spot for Ole Miss. I think Auburn's got a good defense as well, and Ole Miss's offense weirdly has been ground heavy lately, and
I did notice that.
You're not gonna do that against Auburn, so that would make me question because Corral's a little banged up too. Outstanding quarterback. He's had a really good season, but he's been taking a beating the last few weeks, and it's one of those things. I think that catches up to you at some point.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one at minimum. The over is set at 66.5.
Definitely one of those everybody's going to be watching that game on Saturday night. I think it's 6:00 game for us locally, so really good time for it. It should be a good one.
Absolutely, I think it's going to be a good one. The last one, a later game, we have Houston and SMU. Houston and SMU on both teams. It is a pick 'em right now. SMU 7-0, ranked number 19, going to Houston 6-1. You guys got any read on this?
No, should be a
not
good
at
one.
all. Not at all. I think take the over.
Nothing.
I like Houston.
Yeah, I think
I like Dana Holgerson, and I'm always gonna seem to
there's
think
gonna be
he's
a lot of
come through in
points.
a game like that.
A lot of points in this game.
Oh yeah, 61.
total is set at 62.
Yeah, there we go. 61.
Over.
I got 61.5. I think I'm with you, Zach, on that one.
Yeah, I think so
I got
too.
to mention one more late game too. If you said that was the last one you had, was that Fresno San Diego State game? Fresno San Diego State at 9.
I argued myself putting that one on.
That one is going to be a doozy, and it's going to be a good way to end the night at 9:30. Very, very good matchup. San Diego State's defense, I absolutely love that defense. Their punter is ridiculous too. Guy was hitting bombs last week. It won 80 yards or something like that, 83-yard punt. Unreal.
Yeah,
should be a great game.
7-0 versus 6-2, and Fresno State. One of their losses is Oregon, who they gave a hell of a game to.
San Diego State laying 1 right now.
Yeah, great nightcap there when you don't get a Hawaii home game. So I agree. I think that's going to be a fun one as well. All right, well, we're going to move into our NFL Week 8 pick show. A quick recap on how things are going. Last week, Zach and I went 4-2. Matt went 3-3. I am leading at 24-18-2, as everyone would expect. Zach is in second at 23-21. Matt is not far behind at 19-25. So let's go ahead and start with our noon games. I will take the Tennessee Titans plus 1.5 and also the Detroit Lions. I don't know what it is about the Detroit Lions, but I just feel at some point, I don't think this is an 0-17 team. At some point, they're going to win. And they play hard and they don't quit. They're not good, but at the end of the day, it's going to happen. And I think Philadelphia is a dumpster fire. And then also, like I said, Tennessee getting 2.5 on the road at Indy. They've been playing hot. They might have a little come down here, but I think that Tennessee is just a better team, and I think they're going to cover and probably just win that game outright. If I had to guess, I just think they're better. What do you guys got?
I got Steelers plus 3.5 at Browns. I think the Steelers are going to go in and win this game outright. I'd take money line. And then I have Bears plus 4 versus the 49ers at Soldier Field. I think the Bears are going to go out with no Matt Nagy as the coach and going to win this game.
It's hard to disagree. Is Baker Mayfield playing for the Browns this week? Is he?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
All right. I respect it. Maddie, what do you got? I respect the confidence.
Thank you. No comment.
My first one, I got Buffalo minus 14 against the Dolphins. The Dolphins stink. Buffalo's really good, and Buffalo's at home. Buffalo, coming off the loss against Tennessee, I think it's a good spot for them. Bounce back, week to prepare, division game. They're gonna, they're not gonna want to come out flat. I think they're gonna play their A game. Yeah, am I going my second one?
Yep. Give us your second one.
All right.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Maddie.
Detroit at home, plus 3.5, home dog.
Oh, you and Boomy.
Team. I think Philly stinks. I've been on them too many times this year already. I think Jalen Hurts stinks. I think that defense stinks. They don't have any playmakers. Their coach gives fantastic press conferences and then rambles about all kinds of sort of nonsense. So I can relate to him on that, and I like him for that. However, give me the guy that's going to chew the kneecaps this week, cries for his team when they lose, throws his quarterback under the bus, and is at home as a 3.5-point dog. Give me the Detroit.
Very true.
Yep.
Hey, apparently that works. Look at Illinois.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
We talked literally a week ago
how scorched that whole team, and then they just came out and beat them.
It worked. They got mad. They were mad.
He literally scorched that team.
Yes, he did.
Yep. Moving into the afternoon games, I'm going to start with the Washington football team going to Denver plus 3. I think Denver's highly overrated. And I don't know. It's something about Taylor Heineke. I mean, he just showed last week. He just doesn't quit. And
stop it.
You're high on Denver.
I'm taking Denver -3 at
with
home.
Half of it
versus the Washington football team. Stop it.
Half of Teddy Bridgewater, who's not that good in the first place.
Oh, stop it. Give me Denver -3. Stop it.
Oh, come on.
What have you seen from the Washington football team that would make you go, ooh, ah?
What is Denver has beat like the Giants, the Jaguars, and the Jets, and Teddy Bridgewater's not even healthy.
Oh, stop it.
At some point, the Washington football team is going to turn it on.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That defense, they still underperformed, and with a half of Teddy Bridgewater back there, they're going to eat his lunch. I'm also thinking I'm leaning Los Angeles Chargers -4 at home against the Patriots. That's a cross-country game. I think that being at home helps them, and I think the Chargers are a much better team. I think the Patriots are kind of reeling right now. I think they're going to beat them by at least a touchdown. So those are my two 3 o'clock picks. Zach, what's your other 3 o'clock pick?
It is Tampa Bay -5.5 at the Saints in New Orleans. I think that Tampa is going to go in and win by maybe a touchdown or 2.
I got 4.5 right now, Zach.
4.5. Love it.
And New Orleans in the same breath, Zach, they know they won the game on Monday night, but you got the starting quarterback getting into altercations with a wide receiver.
Well, I think that Tom Brady's going to go in there and he's going to be the professional and win the game.
Don't hate your pick. Maddie, what do you got for us in the afternoon slate? It's kind of
I'm going against you, Boomy, again. I'm going with New England. I think Mac Jones is really starting to figure things out a little bit.
Wow.
I think the Chargers have been humble. Chargers have been kind of,
Maddie.
Brandon Staley was getting a lot of love. Everybody was telling him how great he was, and he is a good coach. I like his approach. I think he's going to be a fantastic coach. Everybody knows how much I love Herbert. I think that guy's going to be one of the elite quarterbacks in the league. I do think New England's a tough spot for them, though, and I think New England's got a little bit of confidence after last week. I'm going to ride
Maddie, I hate to be this way.
A lot better.
I hate to agree with Boomy, but I also had Chargers on my list. What have the Patriots shown you from
not even that? Chargers coming off a bye week.
The Chargers are good.
And it's only 4? Why is
the Patriots?
Someone explain to me why it's only 4 points.
Because of the man that coaches for New England. That's the only reason.
Hey, Maddie, can you tell me when the Patriots have beat a good team?
4 points, boys. That's all I'm saying. It's 4 points for a reason.
All right. What's your other afternoon pick?
Take that bait. Take the bait. I might do a little saute on this.
I think you did. I think you're the one taking the bait.
I think you guys are walking right into that cheddar and that little mousetrap's gonna go.
Is that what a mousetrap? Is that
That's
how
mousetraps I learn? That's not what
I've never heard a mousetrap close like that before.
They're all rusty. They snap.
What's your other 3 o'clock game, Maddie?
Oh, I'm gonna actually ride Zach. I like Tampa 4.5. I think.
Ride me, Maddie.
Jameis Winston is such a roller coaster. It's so fun to watch. But man, when you saw what Tampa did to the Bears, he just took them and they gutted them like a fish for like 45 minutes of that game. Every time they had the ball, it's like slice, see a touchdown. And I don't see that's going to be any different against New Orleans.
No, and I think Tampa Bay has a very good defense too. They have a good defense that is going to not just let Jameis throw the ball all over the place.
It is Alvin Kamara or nothing for that team.
Yeah,
and
true.
I don't know. Tampa's defense can lock in on him.
Love that. Love the Saints there. Let's move into the Sunday night game. We got Dallas and
the Bucks.
We've got Dallas and we've got the Vikings. Sunday night, Minnesota -2.5. What do you got it at right now, Maddie?
I see 2.5 as well.
Okay, I wrote it down earlier. It was at 1.5 earlier. I'm still taking Dallas -2.5.
Give me Dallas. I think the Vikings are due for a bad game.
+2.5.
You're taking Minnesota?
Wait. I have them like minus. I have Dallas minus.
Dallas is plus 2.5 on DraftKings.
Oh, wow.
Literally at the moment. Yeah.
I'm on the Score app, and they're minus 2.5. Oh, wait, no. I was looking at that wrong. You're right. It is.
What happened?
What was that? What'd you say?
You're right. It is plus 2.5.
You said,
wait. I have a question, though. How did that happen? Did something happen? Because this afternoon, I'm just saying, no. What I'm saying is I had a minus 1.5 this afternoon.
Yeah. No.
Has it changed that much?
Not really. I mean,
or did I write that down wrong?
No, I wrote 1.5 down too. But Dak is questionable. Michael Gallup on the IR.
Dak questionable is a big deal.
You're right. It changed. It flipped because there was looking on Action Network's bet movement. It changed.
I did my picks this afternoon, and it was minus 1.5. That's crazy. Yeah. That's a big flip. That means
it's because it's Prescott's not playing now.
Yeah. No. There's a chance he may not play.
Yeah, it's the Dak Prescott. You're right, Dak Prescott.
Yeah, that's huge. I did not know that.
So, yeah. Why don't you guys still sold on Dallas now without Prescott?
You know what? Taking Dallas, whatever number. I don't care.
I'm staying for the simple fact that the Minnesota Vikings are at some point going to remember they're the Minnesota Vikings.
You know what? I'm not going to be bullied. That's why.
And who their quarterback is. So screw the Vikings.
I don't care some number change.
I'm going to take Minnesota. I need to make up some ground. This is a chance I can gain some ground in the picks. I'm going to take Minnesota.
You're going to ride with Kirk Cousins? Good for you.
Kirk Cousins on primetime. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. That's when he shines.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Monday night, we have the Chiefs hosting the Giants. Chiefs minus 9.5. Is anybody picking the Giants?
City
I'm taking the Giants. Taking the Giants.
Give me Kansas City. There's going to be a week that they blow up, and I'm not going to miss the week that they blow up. So I'm taking
This is not it. This Chiefs team is not very good. This defense is getting a lot of points. Giants plus 9.5.
Correct.
This is not the week that they're going. New York is so bad. New York is terrible.
Just like you're not taking Kirk Cousins, I'm not taking Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones with a scrambled brain.
You're not taking Kirk Cousins with the points. You're the points in that one. I have 9.5 points to play with here.
Yeah, well, I got Kirk Cousins though, like on prime time, so that's enough of a fucking swing itself.
Good for you.
I just think that there's no way that Kansas City is going to continue to be this bad all season, and at some point, Matt, like you said, they're going to blow up.
At what point are you what you are? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, they've also. I don't. There's just
Zach,
it doesn't.
I'm giving out my picks on our podcast. I'm not getting paid for it, so this is take my picks for what it is. That's why I'm telling you. I don't love Kansas City here, dude.
Hey, am I. Okay. I'm over here taking the Giants. I'm over here taking Daniel Jones. Yeah. For the love of the podcast, Maddie. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the love of the podcast.
And I love it. I love you for it. There's going to be a week, though, Mahomes blows up, and I just don't want to be on the wrong side of that. Because you always feel like a fucking dummy when you bet against the best player and he blows up on your face.
It's like every time I bet against Tom Brady, he just sticks it right to me.
Packers.
Oh. Don't get me started with that.
Well, boys, let's wrap it up. As always, we have a TCF top 3, but this week is a TCF not top 3, so we are doing the worst Halloween candy with trick-or-treating going on this weekend. Does anybody want to start?
I'll start. Candy corn stinks the worst. Yep. I hate candy corn. The aftertaste of candy corn, bad. Like, it just looks weird. Candy corn, 1-1, worst candy, Halloween, all time.
I think I give this every year, but if you haven't listened to Lewis Black's bit about candy corn, one of the funniest pieces of stand-up I've ever heard in my life, I'm completely with you. Candy corn stinks. I will go ahead and I'll go second, and I'm going to go with, I found out today that these things are called peanut butter kisses, and I did not know this, but they are those individually wrapped chunks of something that tastes like it doesn't taste like peanut butter to me, but it's always individually wrapped in like orange and black. There's no logo on it. They're just orange and black wrapping.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
it
like,
almost like Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, and they say they're peanut butter, but I've never tasted peanut butter on them. I don't know what it is and what they're doing, but like that is like you went to get your candy for trick-or-treaters and they had nothing left and that was the only thing. If there's no logo on it, I'm out. So I'll go what they're technically called peanut butter kisses. One first round, second pick. Maddie, you get 2. You're muted, Maddie.
Yeah. God damn it. My first one is going to be those stupid little plastic packs of Smarties. Absolute candy.
That's so stupid. All right, I'm going to say this. I looked up a lot of the worst Halloween candy on the internet. And it says Smarties. I love Smarties.
Oh, Smarties stink.
You guys
terrible.
Stupid.
Absolute terrible.
Move on.
I might ruffle some more feathers with this one. But it's actually my favorite candy bar. I shouldn't say my favorite. One of my favorites. Definitely my top 5. But when you take it to the fun size, it becomes absolute trash. And it's the fun size version, because it's Halloween, of fucking Twix. If you get a fun size Twix, you might as well take it.
Are you serious?
The fun size?
Why?
The regular size
Because
Twix?
you get like a bite size of Twix?
No, the proportions of everything inside are all fucking out of whack. It's an absolute imitation product. Give me the real one, or
I
don't
think
give
you
me
let it get to your
all.
head. I think you let this whole thing get to your head.
It's imitation. There's either too much chocolate on one side, like it's half chocolate, very little cookie, and no caramel. And then all of a sudden, the other side is all
You're crazy.
And there's just
a
dollop of caramel in the middle.
No, it's not. It's proportional.
They're
you think they're like?
You think they're?
What do you think they're? You think they're like? Oh,
candy.
Let's give this guy half chocolate, a little bit of this, a little bit. Come on, Maddie.
Get him out.
I tend to side with Maddie here just because I'm kind of out on Twixes lately. I think they changed the formula or something a couple years ago. Doesn't do it for me.
They remade the whole Twix ingredients and they screwed it up for Boomy. Shut up, Boomy.
No, they absolutely destroyed one of the best candy bars in the world, and that was just let me finish, damn it. The peanut butter Twix was incredible, and then they changed the recipe, and now I have a vendetta out against Twix.
Oh, you hate those commercials.
If something's working, you don't fix it.
You hate the commercials.
The old school peanut.
The commercials stink too.
Old school peanut butter Twix.
The
old school
two different
had a vanilla cookie. Those had a vanilla cookie, and not
two different.
And the vanilla cookie was better.
The two different Twix headquarters. That gets to you.
Yeah, it bothers me. I'm gonna go with my second round.
They got too cute, focusing on the left side and right side thing. It was like, just focus on being
keep
quick.
the product consistent.
Focus on the cute marketing. Get it the fuck out. Give me my candy back.
Absolutely, I'm on your side
Twix.
now, Maddie.
I'm Twix for life.
So do I.
No, you're not. If you don't like the bite size, you're out, buddy.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Not.
I just
told you. Trash bite size.
Hey, you know, like when the umpire, hey, buddy, you're out of here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, I'm not leaving. You can't kick me out.
My second round pick, I'm going to go with anything from Tootsie Roll, whether it's the little chocolate ones or the little fruit flavored ones. Get that out of here. Like,
it's not a bad choice. I'm only going to say this. It's really bad because you always get a bag of like 300 of them. One of them, like just a little mix up of like throwing like a blueberry one in one time, like one singular piece, fine. But they always give you like a handful of that. It's not give me a handful of the good shit, you know?
Yes. I would rather have one quality fun-sized candy bar than 6 Tootsie Rolls.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because
totally
it just takes forever to try and eat it too.
Yeah, and this is also a guy with a couple crowns, and I can't do Tootsie Rolls. So
those things are usually rock hard after about 4 hours too.
Oh yeah, especially if you get a cold October Illinois day, those things are like
fellas,
rocks.
Like
fellas,
BBs in a bag.
I have an I have a pretty cool uncle moment right now. I have 2 nephews. They did some trick or treating or whatever. They gave their uncle some Sour Patch Kids. I love those kids. That's uncle moment number 1 right there. Your nephew's giving you some Sour Patch Kids on Halloween because they don't like them. Uncle Zach likes them. Boom. That's perfect. So I get
someone's raising those kids right.
Do I get 2?
Yep, you get 2.
I'm gonna go with, you guys know those little wax, look like little cola bottles.
Coke bottles.
And I don't know.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know exactly what's inside of those. It tastes like a little weird or whatever.
The syrup.
Those are disgusting.
Like some syrup.
If you give me those, I'm like, where'd you get those?
Give me those.
1974 is where they got those.
Turn your light off next year, please. Just do us all a favor.
I'm with you on that. They were cool when you were like 6 because there was liquid and everything else was like a solid candy, and then you're like,
no, they were cool.
Stinks.
Fucking candy.
They what?
I said they were cool in the 40s when there was no candy.
Yeah, when that was the way you drank pop.
That was what you got excited for, was the wax bottles.
And then let's do it. I'm gonna go good and plenty's. Bad, gross.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Not a fan. Don't give me any good and plenty's.
How do you feel about like Mike and Ike's, those kinds of candies?
Nope.
I'm with you.
It's like it takes too long to try and eat them. They get all chewy and ugh.
Matt, are you a good and plenty or a Mike and Ike's guy?
Trash.
We're all in agreement here. I'm definitely going to ruffle Zach's feathers. Hershey bar, a fun-sized Hershey bar.
Oh my God, you're an idiot.
Get out of here with that. That is so boring.
Are you serious?
Yes. First of all, Hershey's bar, most overrated candy bar at the convenience store. You couldn't have sprung for the ones with almonds in it. Like, what are we doing here? They're the same price.
They do not make miniature.
Yes, they do.
Hershey with almonds, most likely.
Yes, they do. 100% they do, because I've bought them before. And also, you could have done the cookies and cream one, which are 1,000 times better, and they're the same price.
Sorry, not everybody's rich.
If you're spending the same amount on Hershey's bar, you could have bought the cookies and cream for the same price.
Yeah, I agree. I think Hershey bars stink.
Yeah. Anti-Hershey bar here. Matt, wrap us up.
I'm not going to lie. Those are the first ones I give out of the mixed beds, Hershey bars. And then Hershey's with almond are the second ones.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure why I do this podcast.
You love the banter.
Yeah, I love the banter with 2 idiots.
I knew that was coming.
Is it me?
Yeah, you got the last pick.
It's idiot number 2.
I'm going with another trash candy, and that's Mounds. It's always Mounds because Almond Joys have nuts. That upgrades it a little bit.
Oh,
Mounds.
I hate both. I hate both.
Oh, Almond Joys are great. Mounds stink.
I hate both.
If I wanted to eat a pile of coconut, I would just like rip one off a tree and snack on it.
Oh, the coconut tree in your backyard?
Oh, it's gross.
No, I'm with you. I love Almond Joys. I hate Mounds.
I hate both.
Any ones we forgot, fellas? I had anything that was like gummy
Almond
candy.
Fireballs.
Yeah, Fireballs.
I like Fireball. I like Fireball, the drink. Fireballs?
Warheads.
Nope. Oh, yeah.
Warheads, yeah.
Laffy Taffy. I'm not a fan of Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, especially
it's not the regular size Airhead. Get out of here. I don't like the mini Airheads.
Why?
Another one where it's
What's
like
the difference?
The mini Airheads. The mini Airheads are like, it's like the trash part that didn't make the cut.
Oh,
we'll
man.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. It is what it is. It's the same
Yeah.
exact thing. That's crazy.
It's a little off. I
love that.
It's a poor product.
I'll take it. I'll be poor.
You know what else stinks? The Three Musketeers. It's like one of my wife's favorite.
Very
bars.
true.
Three Musketeers are trash.
They're trash. I do not like Three Musketeers.
couldn't agree more.
Never have.
I had anything knockoff gummy candy. Anything like.
Wait, what did you say?
Like knockoff gummy candy, like you dollar store gummy candy.
Basically, if it's not Albanese, get the hell out.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
the SpongeBob the like
Krabby
Krabby Patty.
No, that's disgusting. Those are terrible.
Get out of here with that. I don't like that.
I also had sticks of gum.
Trolley is a brand.
No, Trolleys are good.
Yeah, I don't mind Trolleys.
I'm an Albanese guy.
Oh, I'm with you, man. It's a clear 1A.
Are we talking gummy bears?
Gummy bears, gummy worms, either one.
Gummy worms.
No, the sour ones on the Trolleys are pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also had York peppermint patties. Those stink.
Trash.
And I don't know. How do you guys feel about if people give out suckers?
No, if it's not
like dummy, Pop, like the dum dums and stuff, like don't. Because
I like Tootsie Pops.
Tootsie Pops, like you know what you're gonna get with that, but Dum Dum, you can get different flavors. You can get disgusting flavors.
I would take one Tootsie Pop over 300 Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, that's yes, without a doubt.
Well, yeah.
Couldn't agree.
Tootsie Rolls, I'm with Boomy. Those stink.
Yeah,
stink.
I don't mind like a couple.
Like I said, just give me one.
It takes too long. Like if you take a Tootsie Roll, you might as well take about 5 minutes to take it. It's gonna eat. Like you're gonna eat that for Zach? 5 minutes.
I'm gonna give you guys one product that is better in the fun size than the full size, and that is Milk Duds.
Yeah,
I eat both.
You're not wrong.
Milk Duds, man, that'll make you lose a tooth too.
Yeah, that's something I had to give up a long time ago.
Those chocolate raisins.
God, I think my blood sugar's going up already. I haven't even bit into a candy bar yet.
I'm trying to think. Well, like I said, you always knew the people with the extra sized candy bars, the big size candy bars.
Yeah, you get a king size. You get a king size in the neighborhood. That is just like shine a beacon on their house.
Ooh.
Neighborhood heroes.
What did the people that put out the bowl and say take one thought was going to happen?
Yeah.
Can I ask you that?
I like the ones that like do like a hand that jumps out or something, you know, whatever scares everybody out of it.
No, I hate that. Nope, I hate it.
I like that. I like that move.
Yeah, but if you put a bowl out, you got to know that thing's going to be gone in 7 minutes because the first kid's going to come up and dump that thing in his bag. So I may or may not have been that kid one time. Anything post-show, fellas?
Maddie, you had some post-show for us.
We got UFC this weekend. Free pay-per-view if you have ESPN Plus. You don't have to pay an extra. But it's one of the ones in Abu Dhabi, so it's like earlier in the day. So it's like I think it starts at like I want to say the prelims start at 10, and I think the main starts at like 1 or 2. So bunch of good fights too. Bunch of good fights. I think it's a 6-card main event, 2 title fights, so should be a good one.
Let's go. Love hearing
Maddie,
that.
you had something for us.
That was what I was going to bring up because I didn't.
Free UFC pay-per-views.
Yeah. As long as you got ESPN Plus, you can watch the whole thing.
Love to hear it. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us.
Be on the lookout. Bulls, Saturday, Utah Jazz. I'll be in the building. Let's go.
Zach will be seeing red on Instagram. Come on.
Oh, I'll be all over the place.
Only color that Zach sees. But thank you for joining us for episode 118 of Typical Chicago Fans. Make sure that you check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Follow us on Twitter at typical_Chicago. YouTube, subscribe to our page there for all of our content in video form. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. Make sure to check out connectroasters.com for all of your coffee needs, and make sure to head to Beer Baseball Repeat on Instagram to find our new merch line, including the hoodie that I'm wearing.
Boomy shirt right there.
It's some of the best merch I've ever bought from any company, let alone our own. So make sure you go check them out. Get stocked up on your hoodies because it's starting to get cold and it's only going to get colder. So make sure that you stock up for the winter. Make sure to follow Zach on Twitter at ZLilia TCF, Matt at schools_01, and myself at Boomy TCF. Thank you for joining us. That was episode 118 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.